Good evening, everybody. So, I was rewatching the original Superman movies from the DCEU films, and it felt like they were doing a bit of Transformers and a bit of Iron Man with all of the explosions and collateral damage, and trying to show a less traditional superhero, because Iron Man was trying to be like a combination of Dudley Do Right with a little bit of Elliot Ness, not just someone who just does all good and has no flaws. And in this case, Superman was very flawed in that he's not just a man with superpowers, but a man who doesn't feel super because of those powers and isn't treated super because of those powers, and go on and so forth. Well, I did like how he was like a British Will Arnett, and he had fun with flying, and he stood up for mankind even if they wouldn't give him the chance. Still wish they could have done a little more with him being Clark Kent. I mean, it's not always going to be fun being Clark Kent, but still, it would be nice if they tried. And even though it was also great to see Lois Lane's gumption and charm and wit, wish I could have gotten to see a lot of them as Clark and Lois before just being, well, Superman and Lois. And with Dawn of Justice, it was a bit more of an anti-hero movie because it showed how bad it was with Superman and how bad it was with Batman before they finally decided to both be good and defeat Lex Luthor, who, now that I realize it, really is kind of as twisted as Heath Ledger's Joker. But, in the end, I give him points for trying and just learning that it's not always going to be super being super, but it will be when you get a chance to. So in the end, no matter how conflicting it is to be Clark Kent or Kal-El or Superman, I hope they find a way to overcome all that and make a Superman out of the new one, starring David Corenswet and directed by the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn. Feels like a throwback to the Reeve Superman, which I prefer, but still, I hope in the way they find a great way to make it stand out on its own, show the great power of being Clark Kent, having Lois Lane and the Kent family in his life, and showing how, no matter how hard it is to be Superman, you can be Superman. So, I look forward to seeing what this Superman brings, and feel free to tell me your comments. Thank you.